Hi there, this is Janet Siegel, and I'm the Lonely Writer. This is serious social media help for the independent author. The independent author is defined as a writer who does not yet have an agent. All this month I'm doing daily prompts for NaNoWriMo. These prompts are in kind of an interesting order, so please feel free to move them around, double back, skip a few, look at them after December 1st, whatever you like. Go crazy. So today's prompt is a really specific one, and it's a 4-word sentence. Yeah, well, you snore. Now, honestly, can you use this sentence? I hope you can. Now, what do we mean when we say, yeah, well, you snore? I mean, it's really obvious this is an argument. But beyond that, this is an argument where you've kind of come into the middle of the movie. So, this is a response to something. And one of the things that you could certainly write about is what was said before. So the person who this speaker is speaking back to, did they say you leave your dirty socks on the floor, or you're or you're hard to get along with, or whatever, you're short, or anything that you like. There's some sort of probably a personal insult that's being hurled here, because there's one being hurled back. Or maybe it's not. Maybe this is where the where it's escalating. Maybe this is where the argument turns from something fairly calm and fairly dispassionate into something that becomes achingly personal. And if that's the case, then this is where it's been turned up to 11. This is where it's gone from 0 to 60, right? So can we look at it a little differently? Can we flip the script a little bit? Yes, this is an argument, to be sure. And maybe maybe the gloves are off. Maybe the punches are no longer being pulled. Maybe this is the first step towards divorce. But beyond that, it's also, there's a connotation of intimacy here. There's a very big connotation of intimacy. How do you know when somebody snores? Well, it means you live with them. And it may very well mean that you sleep with them. And not necessarily in a sexual fashion, but that and you share a bed, or maybe you share a living situation. Maybe you're sort of close to them. I mean, if you have a roommate who lives and you have separate rooms in an apartment, if your door's open, their door is open, you may very well hear them snore, even though you don't have an intimate relationship at all. Your relationship is just confined to making sure that everybody pays the bills and the rent on time. It could be an army barracks. We could be looking at a more generalized location, or like one of those old-fashioned orphanages where you had a couple of dozen kids who were lined up in these tiny beds in a big ward, or a hospital. Or you could even be dealing with something like maybe a lean-to on like the Appalachian Trail, where everybody puts their sleeping bags down, and we all fall asleep in the same sort of shed, kind of shack kind of area. And yes, you can absolutely hear people. But it's not because anybody's intimate. It's because this is the only place to sleep. And in particular, if it's raining outside, you want to be up and off the ground. So this sentence, this phrase, can have several different meanings to it, and I hope that it can spur some creativity for you. So finally, once again, this is Janet Siegel, and I'm the Lonely Writer, because an independent writer never has to be alone. Thank you so much for listening, and good luck with NaNoWriMo. And yeah, you snore.